Excuse you.
I know, I'm just so majestic. You sound very echoey. Is it just because you're leaning back?
Oh, you know what? Ha! 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 Hang on. There, do I sound better now?
Yes, you do.
It was still using my ripped headset from earlier this morning.
Ah. Look at you dressed up all fancy.
Oh yeah, I had to take my grandpa to the grocery store. And I don't really it's in the 80s. I don't really have a lot of like short sleeve shirts that aren't like button up.
I put on pants.
I mean, like I'm wearing pants, kind of. I got shorts on.
I can't lift my legs that high.
Well, I'm sorry. I wonder if I can still do it.
There.
Nope. Nope, not flexible enough. Wait a minute. I can still do it. Oink. Okay, there we go. Oh, that hurt. Wow, there goes my hip. I used to actually be able to
see what we're doing. So.
I used to be able to take my foot and put it behind my head. I'm not that flexible anymore. Something getting old. I did learn something interesting, though. If I'm wearing headphones just watching anything, it completely blocks out the noise of the crickets at night. So I might have to, as much as it sucks, I might have to try sleeping with headphones on, at least initially. Or maybe just get earplugs.
Earplugs also work.
Right.
I'd send you some, but it'd be probably faster for you to just buy some.
No, I mean, we have them at work. What I should try to find are the plugging, like, Bluetooth earbuds. And then I can watch shit and fall asleep, and it'll block out the noise. It's like just this. Like, I stopped watching stuff. I was just wearing these. This is enough to completely block out the sound of them. It's one of those things. Like, I could go through all the work and like poison everything and try to get rid of them, but honestly, it'll only be another a couple weeks, and it'll be cold, and they'll stop. Because the colder it gets, the less they chirp too. So as the temperature drops, they're gonna get quiet. I've got traps and everything set up, but they're actually like in the ceiling, like in like the ceiling spaces. Because that's like where the foundation meets the actual like earth.
Yeah.
So, like, they're not actually in my office; they're like in the ceiling. So there's nothing I can do about it. It also means they're not going to breed because they can't match up or whatever. So I just have to wait for them to die off.
Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party podcast with Kiki and Cupcake. Autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower. Enjoy the show.
What a day. God damn. I feel that with every ounce of my being.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I've been tired all day. Shit, I'm tired
every day.
And I'm pretty sure my depression is worse than ever because, like, yesterday I spent most of the day just feeling like I wanted to cry. Not for any particular reason, just felt like shit.
Yeah, that sounds like depression.
It's annoying. It's also the stress of just my work, too. I don't even want to go to work anymore because it's just such a shit show.
Well, yeah. They want to give you more work without more pay. How very American of that.
Oh my god, you actually remember me talking about it. I'm shocked. I mean, I'm not shocked.
Why are you shocked of that? I am a friend. You bitched about something.
Because I don't expect anybody to remember anything about my life. Like, shit.
That is sad. Cupcake, I care about you.
It was just, like, the most awe-inspiring thing ever. Like, the guy, like, no offense intended, but the guy's a weasel. Like, that he would actively try to, like, impinge more work on me without any extra pay. It's just amazing. And then he got butthurt because I was like, no. It's like, what do you mean no? You're not being a helpful employee. I'm like, this is not in my job description. Everybody who's required to know how to do this is getting paid more money than me. Then he gave me the whole, well, I don't think that's really appropriate. Maybe we need to like readdress your work position. I'm like, whatever. I mean, like, it wouldn't be the first time that I felt like that, but I mean, like, I understand where the guy's coming from. He's got to like operate, a business as cheaply as possible, but like, come on.
I can't tell if my headphones are dying or if Bluetooth is just being shitty. I'm standing right next to the receiver.
Yes.
Sitting, not standing. I am not standing, I am sitting. Words have meaning.
The door is ajar. No, the door is open.
The door is still ajar. I didn't shut the door. Hi, Ringo.
Bark, bark, woof, woof.
Hang on.
That is not what I meant.
Oh. You two gonna behave while you're in here?
I mean, he's considering it.
He's gonna behave in the only way he knows how. Ask for his ass to be scratched.
Seems like the average doggy thing to do.
Yep. Anyway.
God, I hope that bug's on your side, because that thing was huge. Something just flew around the screen. I don't know if that was on my side or yours, but that was the biggest ass bug I've seen.
No, that was my side.
Oh.
That was a fly.
Good.
Flies come big in California.
Well, I mean, it's warmer.
Yes. It was not a horsefly either. It's just a big fly. Because I would have been a little girl about it if it was a horsefly. Because they bite.
Yeah, I'm aware.
We just get big ass flies here. And because we don't have a yard, we have a patio, we get lots of flies. That's where the dog has to go.
Poor dog. Has to go outside like an animal.
Except for when I, mustered up the strength to take him out to the lawn. Because there's a communal lawn. Sometimes I wish there was a communal pool, but then I realized that means it would be communal. And there's lots of kids. And that pool would never be clean. And the only time I'd probably ever get to use it would be after hours, probably.
Live from Kiki's communal pool.
Oh. I'd be like, can we always have this over-chlorinated?
The best part about pools is if they're clean. Like, if they're clean, you'll never smell chloramine. You only smell pool smell when somebody pees in the pool. Or it doesn't get cleaned often enough. Because we had somebody spill a bottle of pool shock at work, and I'm like, oh, it's the pool smell. That's so gross. And our now HR lady's like, she was just like a front end supervisor or whatever. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, the smell of pools, chloramine, that only happens when chlorine and urea interact with each other. She's like, so? I'm like, so you spilled it on the ground, right? And it went under the aisle, right? Right. Which means that something pissed under the aisle. So you're saying we have rats. I ain't whistling Dixie. Just this look of aghast, just like, on her face was the best part of the entire interaction. She's just like, oh, it's so gross. I'm like, yes, welcome to my universe. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. Don't mind me, I'm looking for something to make for dinner that won't require any great amount of energy because I feel like a piece of beef jerky.
Noodles and sauce.
It's very, very tempting.
Or get on a plane to
Or
California.
get on a plane to... What is getting on a plane to California have to do with anything? Well, the whole problem is I should be making dinner because we've eaten out every night since my mom's been too sick or has been sick, so we can't go over to my grandparents for dinner.
Poor thing.
My grandpa bought a party-size. I took him out for grocery shopping. He bought a party-sized frozen lasagna for when she's better. And I didn't have the heart to tell him that I can't stand lasagna. And so basically it'll be him and her eating it. I can't stand lasagna. Cannot stand it. Nothing personal. I'm sure it's delicious. I just have so many bad memories attached to frozen lasagna. Oh, alright, so family's Catholic, so they... Uh-oh.
Hang on, I can't hear
you dead?
Suddenly.
Did the headphones die? Weird. Got it in and out.
No, I can hear you.
So, because family is Catholic, they have what's called a food train when somebody in the parish gets very, very sick. In this case, when my dad got terminally ill. Of, like, the 15 people that made dinner for us while Dad was sick, only 3 of them didn't pick frozen lasagna. I literally told my mother, go back on the thing and say no more frozen lasagna. She's like, that wouldn't be polite. People should be allowed to make whatever they want. I'm like, you have an entire chest freezer full of sectioned up Stouffer's frozen lasagna. Tell them to stop. Like, nobody made anything but frozen lasagna. 3 people. One guy made hamburgers, which I thought was phenomenal. Like, literally brought over one of those long Tupperware containers, and it was like maybe a dozen just hamburger patties. And in the paper bag or the grocery bag, he had like a bag of a family-sized bag of chips and buns and all the fixing, fruit salad. And I thought that was amazing. My mom was like, that was kind of, low effort. I'm like, that was amazing. He was like the 3rd night. Everybody, and then there was somebody made chicken, just like chicken breast and like a big thing of vegetables. And that was cool. I don't remember what the other one was, but the other, for that month, all the other people made party-sized frozen lasagnas. And I'm already, at this point, not, huge into frozen lasagna because, as a kid, I constantly would, get terrible stomach aches from eating it. So, not my thing. But this just, completely killed any willingness to even look at it. My mother, bless her soul, ate every last bit of that frozen lasagna that they made. All of it. Over, the next year after Dad died. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of frozen lasagna.
I love lasagna.
That's good. I'll send you my portion, which is about 1.5 pounds.
Okay.
Ugh.
Especially during the winter, that's one of the things we usually buy for that night's dinner of grocery shopping.
Right.
And my aunt makes this great vegetarian lasagna, which is one of the few, intentionally vegetarian things I'll eat. Which is weird, because she's, an avid meat eater, but she makes a vegetarian lasagna.
Well, I think traditionally lasagna was vegetarian. Meat was a later thing.
But you would think she would make a meaty version.
Right.
Maybe it was Grandma's recipe or something.
What's most amazing to me is, I love spaghetti, or, pasta dishes. I just can't stand lasagna. We made, my mom will make, penne with cheese. Totally okay with that. I could eat that. Just can't even look at lasagna.
You probably like my poor man lasagna, which is really spaghetti casserole.
Yeah, I think I would like that more. Or what is it, baked ziti? I'm okay with.
I
You know what it is?
I
don't like ricotta cheese.
Then you would love my steak.
Every version we get always has like a ton of ricotta cheese in it, and I'm just not a fan. I like cheese, but I like cheese in small doses. So like I'm not a huge fan of like macaroni and cheese, but like I'm okay with like a pasta dish that's cheese and tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if cheese is a part of it, like it's mixed in. But like all the Parmesan on top, and then like or mozzarella on top, and then like all that ricotta cheese. Oh god, you're making me think I want to do a pasta dish. Oh, excuse me.
Mm. No, when you're piss poor, you can't afford ricotta. Not unless there's like a Mondo sale. And if there's a Mondo sale, it's a store you don't go out to in the first place.
We were talking about that at work, about like growing up, like lower income and stuff. And I thought our family was lower income, and they was like, no. I'm like, oh shit, okay. I don't remember what the conversation was about, but like, I was like, God, we were like paycheck to paycheck. Like, that's not poor. I'm like, oh, okay.
To me, that's still poor, but they're probably thinking having to get paycheck advances kind of poor. Which is poor.
Yeah, no, that's like destitute. We were never destitute that I'm aware of.
No, I was never that poor. Well, okay, I was technically that poor, not while growing up, but we never, the hubby and I never allowed ourselves to get paycheck advances because we knew what a crap show that was.
Yeah, that is a huge
We would just let ourselves go without.
Right.
Instead of going into the debt.
Maybe I'll make Haluski tonight. That could be good.
That sounds good.
Haluski's cabbage and noodle. You just basically, you boil some dried pasta, and then the idea is to use, because cabbage is cheap. Like,
yeah,
you could buy a head of cabbage for like less than $1. It's the basic recipe is a bag of noodles, of like egg noodles, a little bit of butter, some onion, like a head of cabbage, and salt and pepper. But you could add extra vegetables too, but that's like the base. You add eggs or whatever you want. It's easy. It sounds good. Basically fancy butter noodles. And we have plenty of both of those, so, and I can get a head of cabbage, just run up to the corner grocer and pay a ridiculous amount of money for it instead of just, what's the word I'm looking for? Putting my big boy pants on and going back to the actual Mega Mart.
I don't know what to make for dinner tonight. We have to walk up to I am so lucky that we live near grocery
food
markets.
Desert?
We aren't in a food desert where we live.
Right.
We are, because there's a neighborhood market and there's a La Superior right next to us.
Good.
Like, I have to walk to it still. It's a couple blocks away, and we own a hand cart.
Right.
So thankfully for that as well.
Right.
Because the car, dear listeners, who don't exist.
Right, who definitely exist and are not hallucinating. Even
though the tracker says you exist, you're just very small numbers. Like 4 of you these days.
Right.
My car's in the shit show again. And that we don't have one. But we have to walk up to the store to buy some dinner meats so that we can last the month. Hi, cat.
Right. Meow, meow, meow.
But I don't know what to make for dinner. I haven't really thought of it yet. It's too early in the morning. It's almost afternoon.
Right. I know, that's why I'm looking, because like the day before, I like fell asleep at like 2 o'clock and didn't wake up until after it was too late to make anything. And our house is not from a lack of trying, but our house is completely destitute of like ingredients to make anything. It's like you could have cereal or a hot dog. They keep hot dogs around for the dog, and occasionally I like hot dogs.
We try not to do that so that we only
Eat
have
healthy.
to go... well, not just that, but so we only have to do shopping a limited amount of times. For fuel purposes.
Oh. No, I gotcha.
Because, yeah, we're right next to a grocery store, but there's another one on the other side of the town we go to for a lot of our stuff.
Right. The quote-unquote cheaper one that's across town?
It is the cheaper one across town.
Right.
It's, do you know what a grocery outlet is?
I can imagine.
It's an overstock store.
Right.
So everything is half or lower price.
I don't think we have those here.
I was going to say, I'm not sure how far they expand.
Let's see.
Ow.
No,
Those
they're
are your claws.
entirely on the West Coast.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
No, that's all right. We started getting those, like, what do you call them? Like the little, like, corner market, like Target and Walmarts. I don't know what they're calling them, but they want to build one of those by where I work. And I'm just like, why? The Walmart's like half a mile away.
Like, I hate Walmart, but I'm still very glad that they build the neighborhood market here.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm talking about. It's like, it's not a full-size Walmart, but it's like a greengrocer.
It's a grocery store.
Right.
Don't stop rubbing your face on my mic.
I think I have an Aldi's too, but I just never shopped there.
A what?
Aldi's?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't have Aldi's out where you are? Aldi's,
No.
Aldi's North, Aldi's South are these German grocery companies. One of them became just Aldi's here. The other one is Trader Joe's.
I know what a Trader Joe's is.
That's Aldi, I want to say North, and Aldi South is just Aldi's.
I don't shop at Trader Joe's.
I think
It's
Trader
too
Joe's
expensive.
is actually kind of pricey, but Aldi's is supposed to be inexpensive. Like,
Trader Joe's is expensive and up its own ass.
woo! I know, like, we have a...
I would have to go to another town also to shop to.
Right.
Shop at it.
We have a...
And I'm not going to do that.
We have Walmart, Cub, and Kowalski's, which I know you have neither Cub or Kowalski's where you are, because that's their, like, local chains. But Cub is owned by this big supermarket company called Super Value. And then Kowalski's is like I always call it the rich people grocery store. It's like super like snooty, like it's the size of like a big grocery store, but it's like everything is organic and free range and
Bullshit.
right.
Well, free range is important,
Right.
but
Organic is not a actual legal term.
yeah, and free range is important, not for me for like a quality of meat, but for a quality of life sort of thing.
Right. But my one buddy shops there, and like everything they have that the other two places have is like much more expensive, just because it's a nicer store, quote unquote, and the poor people don't shop there.
Yeah. It's like going to Rayleigh's. You're shopping there because it's nice.
Right.
Not because the food is any better.
Right.
Just because it's nice.
I mean,
And the boy will take the paper or your bags to your car for you.
right. That's kind of their thing too. It's like it's a grocery store for wealthy people, so they don't have to mingle with the poor people.
I remember when my parents had enough money to shop at like Bel Air.
Those were the days. But yeah. My grandpa's really annoying because like I had to grab some things while I was at Walmart with him. And like we were checking out or whatever, and like I was behind him and I had my stuff all on the thing. And I'm like, okay, like pulling my money out. And like while I'm busy like figuring out, like what to give the girl, he just like sticks his bank card in the machine and is like, I got this. Like, you bastard.
Yeah, when we were first starting out and we didn't have a car, occasionally my dad would take me grocery shopping with him.
Right.
And he would do that to me every now and then.
Right.
It was very annoying.
Right. like, he feels guilty. He's like, I'm sorry that you had to come over and take me grocery shopping. I'm like, I don't care. I go, my mom sent me a message like at 8 a.m. waking me up saying, you have shingles and you need to see the pharmacist like immediately, to get your medication or whatever. So like I called him like as soon as that message came through, and he's like, oh, well, the pharmacist isn't even in until 9 a.m. I'm like, okay, so I'll see you at 9 a.m. He's like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm like, no, I'll be over. It's fine. And then like we got there and she's like, I don't know what you want from me. I'm like, oh, well, I was told that I needed to bring him over here so that you could give him the prescription that he needs to treat the shingles? No? What? Huh? Okay. I went and asked the girl, like, stocking the shelves. I'm like, so my grandfather has shingles, and he needs something to deal with the itching. She's like, oh, hydrocortisone spray, here. And I'm like, how do you know what he needs? But the pharmacist looked at us like we were crazy.
Because the pharmacist doesn't do the daily day-to-day stuff.
Right. Like, this girl wasn't even working, like, in the pharmacy. She's just a stalker. And I'm like, do you have, like, anything that... She was, like, stocking that section with the anti-itch stuff. I'm like, do you have anything that would, like, deal with, like... He has shingles, like, in his hair. Like, on his scalp, like, under his hair.
Oh.
And I'm like, do you have anything that he could use that wouldn't, like mess up his hair? She's like, oh, yeah, here, hydrocortisone spray. She's like, he just has to wash his hair, like, every night. I'm like, oh. Huh? Like, it just kind of, like, blew my mind that, like, like, the low-class stalker lady immediately had an answer when I asked the pharmacist. She's like, like, not to shit on the pharmacist, but it's kind of like, why does the stalker know what he'll need, but you don't?
Because the pharmacist is too busy being up his own ass.
I guess. Because
I don't know, I've noticed that at some pharmacies, the actual pharmacist is too busy pretending to be like a doctor.
Right. Because she was busy telling him he needed, like, all these, like, shingle shots, vaccination shots and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no, like, he's gonna get those. Like, that's just, like, next week or whatever. And she's like, oh, but there's a shortage of this, like, the good one, and 6-month waiting list. I'm like, yeah, no, I know, like, he's a compromised group, so he's gonna get it next week from his rheumatologist. Oh, okay. I just don't have a lot of love for these, like, average, like, medical professionals. Like, half the time you're talking to, like, random low-class people, like, oh, why don't they just do this? It's like, how do you know what needs to be done? But the actual professional looks at me like I'm crazy. I mean, I had a nurse diagnose my fucking GERD. The doctors just went round and round that it was psychosomatic, and the nurse goes, you have heartburn? Yeah. Does it happen all the time? Yeah. Oh, you have GERD. You should try this drug. I'm like, why are you, like, I was like 19. It's like the sixth visit to the doctor trying to figure out why I have such horrible chest pains. Going, well, it's not cardiac. Doesn't seem to be muscular. And the nurse nails it. It's like, oh, it's probably GERD. I can't tell if I just need to be, like, talking to specialists about stuff, and that's where it is. Because every time I've talked to, like, somebody that specializes in what I'm dealing with, they're like, oh, well, you do this, and this, and it'll go away. It's like, why did no one tell me this up until now? Well, they didn't know.
I do think you need to see a couple more specialists.
It's getting the referrals that's the hard part.
Yeah. I see a GI doctor in November.
GI doctors
because I have a nice...
What's up?
Yes, I have a very nice general practitioner who listens to me.
I had a good one up until I retired. The last couple I've seen have been either, like, completely psychotic or don't even want to talk to me. Just, like, make me feel like I'm wasting their time.
I have a message. Main screen.
Uh-oh.
It's just from the hubby. I sent him a news article that he was very excited about. Mandy Moore, who is his favorite pop idol from the 90s, dropped a new album.
Cool. I'll be right back. It is super hot down here, and I gotta know if the air is turned off. It's in the 80s right now, but for some reason, like, my mom keeps turning the air off at night.
73 in the bedroom. I wonder if I should have the window open. I mean, it is open, but if I should still have it open. 68 out there, so yeah, I'm fine.
That face when your mother turns the air conditioning up to 80. That thing on? Is that just the... Oh, that's the wind. 1 second, I gotta take a leak. Oh my god!
I am so gassy.
Because you're full of hot air!
I wish I had candy.
Oh, that was such a bad idea. Why did I do that?
I don't know why did you do that.
I'm so dumb. My toilet bowl was full of toilet cleaner. I just went and took a leak without thinking about it. Urine plus chlorine makes poison gas. I am Cupcake, dumbest of my kind, and yet the only survivor. Okay. Right now that I've ranted and raved in general, non-specific directions, what are we going to talk about?
Hang on, I'm opting into the Steam beta update.
Woo! What's that going to give you?
The new library update, which is supposed to be all fancy.
Oh, awesome.
I broke a nail.
Ow?
No, it's not like below the thing or anything. It's just, I just noticed because it's all flippity flappity. It's just going to be shorter than the other side. That's going to be annoying. Oh well. Did you... Come on, Chrome. Did you see this? That's not you, that's my husband. He won't care about this. Well, he'll probably say neat, but...
Yeah.
I don't want to bug him at work about it.
Right.
Although he answered me pretty quick, so work must be slow.
Turned into what? Turned Prince into a majestic superhero of love. What? That's hilarious.
I think it's adorable. And what a nice tribute.
Right. Proof positive that the author is a huge nerd.
Yeah, because the author of My Hero Academia didn't need any more proof that he was a huge nerd.
No, not at all.
Nerd! I should really be watching / reading this. It's on my list. Like everything else in the world. I just have not been able to lately.
Oh, dude, I feel that so hard.
Like, other than YouTube, which even YouTube is kind of hard sometimes.
Dude, totally. I gotta stop screwing around on the internet.
Anyway, what we're talking about is Prince is now part of the My Hero Academia universe.
Which is most definitely a thing.
Which I think is nice.
I think it's a fun nod.
I don't know, like, the universe that well to know if this is, like, weird or something.
Yeah, I don't... I'm only up to, like, Season 3, Part 1? I think Season 3, Part 2 is out, but I haven't found it anywhere, and I'm too lazy to buy it, because... I spent too much this summer.
Well, you did get a, whatchamacallit?
VR?
Yeah, VR headset doohickey.
God, I wonder what that would be like to see. Yeah. The thing that annoys me is that you can only use the VR headset to watch things that aren't disc-based because they don't have DRM, like the middleman controls set up for the headset. So, like, you can't watch disc-based video from it. You have to convert it to a DRM-free format first, then watch it.
So you have to rip your DVD stuff to watch it?
Yeah, you have to rip it, convert it to MP4, and then you can watch it.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, it's so annoying because I actually bought the version of Power DVD that gave you the VR like add-on, and it only works for video files. You can't use it with the discs. It's not that big of a deal, but it is very, very annoying because like I thought I'd be able to like, and because obviously like when you're wearing the VR headset, it feels like you're like in a movie theater. And I found, like I was telling you earlier this morning, like when I couldn't sleep, like the headphones, like plus a hoodie, plus the headset, like you feel like totally immersed in what you're watching. And not that it's a big deal to convert it, but it is extra work, and I'm lazy as all get out.
What is eating up all of my processing power? I like intentionally closed Photoshop and shit. Chrome, stop being a little bitch.
I haven't had to worry about that. I haven't had to worry about like memory usage since I got 32 gigabytes of memory.
Well, we all can't have your fancy computer and shit.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me. I have like half a dozen boxes of anime that I just haven't even bothered to even look to see what's in them. I know they're the orders from the summer, but like that's as far as my knowledge goes.
In unrelated news, shock of all shocks, Lord of the Rings TV series to be filmed in New Zealand.
No.
Really?
I had no idea that was coming.
Here's a franchise I won't be watching.
Right.
I just don't give a shit about Lord of the Rings. I didn't give a shit about the books. I didn't give a shit about the movies.
I gotta say something, and it's
an
unpopular opinion.
I don't like Tolkien's writing.
I enjoy the idea, the spirit of it, but it's one of those things that I watched the movies once, and that was enough. I really enjoy Fellowship of the Ring, the first one, because it feels like the start of a D&D adventure. And I really can get behind that. But after that, there's so much dialogue that faffs about for hours and hours and hours. And I am not one of those people who's like, we should watch the extended, theatrical director's cut that's like 4 hours long. Because what I want to do is spend an entire weekend rewatching a set of movies. Like, oh my god. I know I sound like a cranky old man, but I don't know how people do it. I can't even keep my attention for like more than an hour at this point. Asking me to sit through something for 4 hours slowly kills me on the inside. Just that look of like, Jesus.
I
don't like Star Wars that much anymore.
I still have to see the new movies. Star Wars, I like the idea of. Like, you like the idea of, Lord of the Rings, what we were just talking about.
I feel like a lot of these franchises had more
here, I
spirit
swear.
when they were basically being thrown together with a shoestring budget, like before they got like really big and suddenly like Disney could throw $3 billion at filming.
No, I feel like I'm gonna love this more because George Lucas has less hands on it. Because I really don't like George Lucas.
See, the whole problem is George Lucas's original trilogy was good because his ex-wife was an amazing editor. He would film and film and film and film and film and get his whole story filmed. Then his wife would take all of that and cut it down into a manageable package that made sense, was well edited, part of the word usage, and was well paced. When they got divorced and she wasn't there to basically yank on his chain, he went off the rails with the second trilogy. And my opinion is that basically Disney has lost all track of what they were doing with the new trilogy. So either there's going to be like an amazing return to form with the last movie, or it's going to be an absolute dumpster fire rolling down the highway. Like there's a whole premise in the second movie in which, God bless him, I can't even think of the actor's name right now, but the guy who plays Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, like literally goes, I don't understand why they wrote him like this. This is not how he was written in the original trilogy. Why? And then went, but go see the movie, kids. Go see the movie.
I still want to watch them.
Right.
I have them. I did see Rogue One, which I enjoyed. Except for creepy CG younger Leia.
Right. They
right.
fit her in or whatever using CG.
Like, there are some great CG people out there. That wasn't one of them.
Well, it's kind of like the CG Moff Tarkin. I can't think of Peter Cushing, who's been dead literally for like 30 years. Like, you can tell.
Yeah.
It's not terrible, but you can tell.
I wouldn't mind being able to tell.
Right.
It was just bad. There's a difference being able to tell and it being okay. It was just bad.
That's just one of those things. It's like, how do you... They must not have felt comfortable having somebody else play her. Just because young Carrie Fisher is so ingrained as that character. I mean, old Carrie Fisher too, but like, she was a firebrand. And she was a firebrand because I can't think of the asshole's name, but the dude that was like basically sexually, to all these actresses. I don't remember what actress it was that was good friends with her, but she found out that he was like basically trying to do things to her and was like, sent him a letter that basically, the too long didn't read, was like, you touch her again, I'm cutting your dick off. Something about like, I'll send your balls back to you like on a silver platter. And I was just like, damn, that's a firebrand if I ever met one.
And in the news, there is also this.
Oh, cool. What did Carrie Hughes have to say about the remake? I feel like The Princess Bride is one of those things that just really wouldn't benefit from being remade. It's a product of its time.
No,
it
is very much a product of its time, especially because of the actors it has.
I mean, it's not even like that they couldn't remake it. It's just that you wouldn't get the same flavor because of the actors of who played who. Mm-hmm. Like theoretically, who? I mean, I know who they'll pick, but like, who do you get to play Andre the Giant's part? Like, I mean, I guess. Or you could get, I can't think of it, was it Thor Bjornsson, the guy who plays the Mountain? That might actually be kind of cool.
That too. Okay, I don't usually think of him. That's probably why
he would be good for that. And he's young enough that it wouldn't like kill him to play that type of character.
His body's not eating him alive yet.
But then it just becomes this game of like, there were so many really iconic, famous actors that filled a niche that can't be easily refilled with a different, younger actor.
Well, actually, you could probably just easily refill the names, but you would probably just be remaking the same exact movie. Instead of making a movie. It's been a while since we've had a really popular new property. They're mostly curbing off of existing stuff. I was thinking about that. It's like they're like, I don't remember like an iconic movie from like the last decade. It's like, yeah, that was the movie that made this decade that was based off of another existing property that's been around. We really are like slowly sliding into just like nobody's brave enough to like, you know, nobody's gonna bet their money on an unseen property. I mean, there's animated stuff, which I totally get, but like, there's not like, when I think about like 2010 to 2019, there hasn't been like something where I'm like, that was the movie of the decade. That wasn't like, you know, because I was talking to friends about it. It's like, well, the Avengers, like, yeah, but the Avengers is based off of existing characters. Like, that was a sure bet. Yeah, that's material it has to go off of. I'm sure there's
I'm not saying
lot
they
of great
exist.
movies, but nothing that was like bam.
As far as new properties go from this decade, like, there really hasn't been anything that like caught my eye that was like, that was it. It's like, right. What's the other problem?
I don't watch a lot of movies
like
that weren't technically based off of something that is. I've got a long list of movies I need to watch, and a lot of them are technically based off of like a book or a franchise or our remake.
And I'm not like.
And to speaking of that, the Boondocks are coming
back.
I think it's a reboot technically, and it'll be on HBO Go.
None of us will be watching it.
I won't be able to watch it.
I hate to be that guy, but I've realized I'm very cheap about media, but it's just kind of like, yeah, but that's different.
Says the man who buys anime.
I mean, I guess it isn't at this point, because I could take the money I'm spending on anime and just like spend $120 a year and have access to all of the streaming services.
All of the streaming services. NBC Universal is getting their own.
Because everybody wants a piece of the pie. Is the real problem.
Own. Yeah.
Of course
Battlestar Galactica is being rebooted. To get nerdy, I never liked Battlestar Galactica.
I keep
maybe I'll
wanting
watch the reboot. Didn't they already reboot that?
I mean,
Wait.
yes.
It's happening again already?
I mean, they rebooted it, what, like 15 years ago, I guess, at this point? No, but not quite that long, but 10?
Damn. Okay.
Right.
I guess there's better CGI for your robots now.
I mean, I'm not arguing that the CGI won't be better, but it's still kind of... That's really the problem we're dealing with, is that, like, technology's advancing so fast that, like, the stuff they made 10 years ago looks kind of janky compared to the stuff they're making now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are certain things that still look kinda...
Right.
At least cool. But that's because it was probably a mixture of practical and CG effects.
I feel like the more that a director leans on practical effects, the better the CG ends up being.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the less it has to do. There's the less rendering it has to do, the less animation it has to do on its own. Which is why video games have been doing so much motion cap these days. The less on-hand animation they have to do. I mean, there's still cleanup animation you have to do, and your characters don't always look directly like what you're motion capping, so you have to do that. You have to do character design and whatnot, but you have your acting animation down now. I should have put a bra on.
Yes?
My boobs are tired.
Probably? That's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Shut your mouth.
Watching you lift them into shot, it's like, holy crap, I just forget about that. I know. I'm sad. I'm sorry. It's sad.
They're terrible.
Just like, I'm like, right, because you get to live what every anime art director is thinking.
No, every anime art director thinks I don't need them.
Right.
The bra. That just
happens. Your body will just develop natural support.
Mm-hmm.
Although, the one thing I will give Ekin is they didn't back away from how, like, logistically nightmarish it is to actually have breasts that large. Right.
Yeah, they just put them on children.
The 10-year-old girl with, like, double G's is still my fucking favorite thing of all time. It's just so horrifying. She tries to run and they knock her out. Like, she's like in the kitchen.
Oh.
She tries to turn around and run to the main character, and literally one of her tits just pops up, smacks her in the face, and knocks her out cold. And it's like, yep, pretty much. Because when you've got a kid that's 4'9",
poor thing. I mean, I remember having developed early and whatnot, but not like that. And I wore a bra.
It's like Mach and Kai. Like, the girls all have just logistically nightmarishly large, like, boobies, and it's hilarious initially because, like, that's the first or second episode they have the thing that all Japanese schools have where, like, they take your health measurements, and all of the girls have, like, the most, like, utilitarian bowling ball carriers you've ever seen, and the dude's just, like, completely destroyed. He's like, but lacy lingerie, like, do you think they make lacy lingerie in this size? He's like, oh, right.
They do for probably $80 to $100 plus.
You know, like, these girls are going to school. They're not going to be wearing, like, you know, super expensive bras to school. So they're wearing, like, you know, like the most utilitarian thing you can imagine. And the guy's whole mind just implodes at the idea that, like, you know, he's going to sneak a peek. They're wearing basically, you know, bowling ball carriers. He's just like, oh. Well, that was underwhelming. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. I don't know.
Where even is my bra?
Somewhere nearby.
Oh, there it is. Never mind, I found it.
Indeed.
It's right there.
In the drawer. Right.
I mean, I have others in the drawer if I couldn't have found it. I actually own bras!
I don't...
Yay!
I think your quality of life would suffer without them, but I'm not you, but that's just, like, educated guess.
I still have to lose a lot of fucking weight in order to get a breast reduction.
What's up?
I still gotta lose a lot of fucking weight in order to get a breast reduction.
Aren't you, like, way down, though, from, like, where you started?
No, I'm already back up. I
don't feel bad. I'm, like, at, like, 230 and I can't seem to drop the weight. I mean, obviously what I'm doing now isn't helping, but...
I take medication to curb sugar binging.
Right.
I keep sugar binging, so it's not doing anything.
I do really well all day, and then at night, just, like, binge eat. That's what's killing me. Like, light breakfast, medium-sized lunch, gigantic dinner, and a huge bowl of ice cream. Like, Cupcake. Come on. You don't want to be fat forever. But ice cream's so tasty.
I'm also finding it difficult to properly exercise consistently.
Oh, God, tell me about it.
I just did.
The doctors keep yelling at me about, like, you need more aerobic exercise and strength training in your regimen or whatever. It's like, bitch, I barely have enough energy to go to work. Don't even talk to me about extra exercise right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm gonna get my exercise today by going to the store. That walk will be hell because I have to go through construction, which means the sidewalks will be closed, which means I have to go a stupid route.
You're telling us the other day when you had to go get your medication or something. You're like, I had to take the most ass backwards route. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I gotta go up, across, all the way across to the store, and then backwards. As construction has closed sidewalks.
It's so depressing. I don't know what to call it. I think I've already checked all my webcomics that I follow. Yeah, I think I already did. I mean, I've been watching Nichijou, which is good. I mean, they got me at the beginning. I don't know what to think of it. Like, there's some of the episodes I'm not like in love with, but I'm never like it's boring. It's at its best when it's being absurd. Like, the more absurd the scenario, like, the funnier it is to me with that show. And that's, I think, what they're playing at. But, like, I definitely am shocked they took this long to dub it.
I know, right?
Like, it came out, like, in 2007, I want to say, and they just dubbed it this summer. It might have been later. I just know it's been a while.
Let's see. It was published. So the original manga was 2006.
Okay.
But the original anime was 2011.
Okay, so not as bad. I just know it's been out for like a while, so everybody was like, "I can't believe that it never got a release." Then they released it last winter, but it was only subbed. It was like, oh, I remember being really upset, like on the podcast. I was like, "How could they finally release it, but only subbed?" And then like in May, they're like, "We're gonna dub it, but it'll be out in July." I'm like, I can't wait till July, and then I like bought it when it came out and just started watching it. Oh my god, they're making a new Sakura Wars game. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I don't know why, really. I mean, other than money.
Right.
You know what? It almost took nothing for us to start banning e-cigarettes. But we still can't fucking ban guns.
Well, and the whole thing is they don't really need to ban e-cigarettes. They just need to do a better job of preventing, or I don't know if it's preventing or opening the market for THC liquid. Because it seems to me like they keep coming back to the fact that the people who are dying because they came in contact with black market THC solution for their e-cigs.
Well, yes, but instead of doing that, they're just banning, like, New York banned flavored cigarettes for some reason.
Right.
Flavored e-cigarettes.
Right.
India has just outright banned e-cigarettes.
Right. Like, the whole argument they're using there, the angle that they're curbing is like, oh, we gotta stop kids from using them. It's like, what the people who are dying are not normally, like, underage smokers. It's, for the most part, older people who are using, like, the THC liquid.
Where we can easily prove that guns kill and that teenagers with guns kill.
Right.
But that's clearly different. I'm not upset or anything. And Mish posted a dancing gif.
I'm a little amused by how fast they're moving to, like, basically completely wipe out e-cigs.
I mean, I vape. I don't vape anything that is harmful because I don't go on the black market, nor do I smoke anything flavored.
Well, it's not even the flavoring; it's the amount of glycerin. Is what they're worrying about.
Yeah.
That is more interpretive. The part about the glycerin. What they're worried about is if you have too strong. There's too much. I want to say it was certain type of. It's. I don't know if it's the glycerin or it's the stuff that makes the smoke. Like, gives it opaqueness. Like, they're finding that's like in certain, if that's above a certain amount, that's really hard on your lungs. No shit. But it's made worse by the fact that, and this is the argument I keep making, the general, like, the people I know who vape continuously. Like, the thing is never out of their hand. You're talking like a really, really strong, long-running... It'd be like if you never stopped smoking. Yes, of course you're getting popcorn lung. Like, the dosage makes the poison. And, like, a lot of my friends, like, smoke pretty much continuously, like, every 10 to 15 minutes. And it's like, this is why this is happening. And obviously higher dosages of glycerin and nicotine and everything are going to make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm one of those laissez-faire people. Like, I don't feel like they should necessarily ban them altogether, but there's definitely they should continue to research what, like, safer ways to do it. I mean, obviously, the ultimate answer is don't do it. Just if you're not already doing it, don't start.
Yeah.
But, like, that's not realistic.
Well, I'm probably going to continue to do it. It's a pain management thing.
I'm talking more like the teenagers and stuff that they talk about who are picking it up. It's like, don't start if you haven't. Like, that's the short answer. The long answer is watch your dosage. Don't do it as little as you can. And I'm talking mostly the people doing the nicotine, not like the other stuff. Like, don't, if you can help it, don't do it every 10 minutes.
Also, going back to the banning stuff,
right?
Why not also ban cigarettes?
Right.
Because those kill people. But, that would be smart or something.
Right.
Anyway, other things that make me less angry. There's nothing to talk about. I'm out of news articles. Damn it. No, not that. Oh, so many TV shows and movies I need to watch. So many of them I own that I need to watch. Recently saw Far From Home.
Oh, how was that? I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
That is really good. I laughed quite a lot.
Well, that's good.
And not like just a laugh out loud kind of situation.
Right. Well, I feel like, obviously...
Like, I went in pretty much knowing the plot.
Right.
Not like it was spoiled for me, just having, figured it out from the trailers. We both pretty much knew what was going to happen. But it was still very enjoyable.
That's good. I hope they can, get him back for...
Yeah. sad. Very sad.
I think it's only a matter of time. I mean, they'll work something out.
I'm gonna eat some graham cracker.
There's just too much money to be made to throw it all away.
Mm-hmm. And he made such a good Spider-Man.
Right. I'm still sad that all these, all the big name players backed out, or not backed out, but walked away or whatever, retired from it. But I guess they probably have other things they want to do, but it's still it sucks. It sucks realizing they'll only be able to do Tony Stark in memories and stuff. It won't be, because they claim they're not going to bring him back from the dead.
Yeah.
Oh god, everybody, these random dudes just messaging me. Let me guess. Yep, he's on Looking for Gamers.
Huh?
Oh, I have DMs open. Anybody on the server on Looking for Gamers can DM me, and I'm getting ready to basically just close it up because I keep getting rando trolls DMing me, sending me shit. I swear to God, the next person who sends me child pornography is basically going to get a boot to the head. It hasn't happened in a while, but while I was still modding on that server, it happened once or twice, and it's super fucky to have to deal with.
I thought this was a joke headline, but no.
Something's a real headline?
Fox Entertainment has appointed Lisa Simpson as its new head of talent relations.
The fictional character Lisa Simpson?
No, it happens to just be a woman named Lisa Simpson.
And they find that amusing, obviously.
Before the picture loaded, I just thought they meant Lisa Simpson.
Right. Well, that's what I thought when you said it. I'm like, who?
Oh.
Chris Evans. Henry Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson. So who's the guy in the center? I feel like I know that old man, but I just don't know who he is. Interesting cast.
Hmm?
Oh, there's a new whodunit movie coming out called Knives Out. It's got a really interesting
cast.
Yeah. Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson. I gotta recognize some of the other names. But Christopher Plummer I recognize.
I'm actually quite looking forward to that one.
Right. I just feel like
the
old guy sitting in the chair in front, I feel like I know him from something, but I just can't tell what. Here, I'll link it to you. Maybe. And again, maybe not.
If you can.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Hang on. I don't know if that'll go there, but I'm trying.
Message load.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's just who is that person? Why do I feel like I should know them?
No, I know who the fuck he is. I can't remember his name.
I can remember him from something. I don't know what.
Oh,
that's Christopher Plummer.
That's Christopher Plummer?
I'm almost certain of it. I recognize the name, but not the face. But I'm almost certain that's Christopher Plummer.
Oh yeah, that's Christopher Plummer.
What do I even know him from? I recognize the name, I just don't... No, obviously I'm looking at his filmography going wow. I mean, something I've seen. I've been in a lot of stuff. He's Charles Munson Up. He's... I recognize a lot of these things. Heidi, he's the grandfather in Heidi. Oh my God, he's General Chang from Star Trek. OG Star Trek. Holy shit.
Oh.
That, didn't even... hearing him and seeing him, I recognize it, but, wow. Yes, He's Chang from Star Trek IV, The Undiscovered Country. Oh my god, like, I totally know who this guy is. I just, like, very, very rarely do I watch the movies he's in. It's not stuff that I would normally pick up. Why do I feel like he's doing something, like, really big recently that isn't Knives Out? I don't think he wasn't in... No, this is going way back. No, he wasn't in anything I've seen recently. Yeah, that's interesting. Wow, I didn't know that Sailor Moon was only 12 volumes long. That's crazy. Like the manga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Certain sections go really fast, too.
Right.
Oh man, I am so looking forward to watching Stars with you.
I bet you are. It's going to be interesting. I don't think I've even actually watched all the way through Supers.
Like, no, we did not.
Which is fine. I was still trying to collect it when we were watching it. I finally did get it all.
Just read a synopsis. You're fine.
Right.
Remember, it's my least favorite.
Right. It's like they're doing interesting stuff with Crystal to get there. Like, it's going to be 2 movies to get to Stars, and then...
I gotta catch up on Crystal still.
I feel like they went, like, really fast through like, the first, like, 3 seasons or whatever, and then now they're kind of, like, they're going to make the movies, and then supposedly they're going to make, like, Stars, the Stars season is going to be, like, its own thing. I guess, like, in the books, like, the Super section is, like, really short.
Yeah. There's something sticky get on there. Anyway. Yeah, it's short. Stars is really long. It has a lot of future stuff in it.
Right.
Whereas the Stars manga and Stars classic anime are really different.
Right.
Especially when it comes to the end. Well, no, they have pretty much the same... No, that's not true either.
I guess what I've understood...
Everything wraps up lovely.
Right.
In both of them. But...
There's way less weird, like, horse on little girl, like, romance.
In Super, yeah.
Right.
There's still romance,
but
sort
it's way
of,
less, like, it's...
Because he's set up as her sort of prince.
Right.
But more in a friendly kind of way.
Like,
and there's less taking away of their ability to be... What's the word I'm looking for?
Platonic?
No. You know how in the anime, their powers only work if he shows up?
Right.
It's not that way in the comics.
Right.
It doesn't take away
magic horsepower.
Yeah, it doesn't take away their ability to be...
Sailor Scouts?
That's not the word I'm looking for, but yeah. My brain has just...
Sentai Super Soldiers? I don't know.
No. Self-sufficient.
Right.
It hasn't taken their ability to just be... Where in the anime, they're suddenly reliant on this male, dodgy figure.
Right.
Who needs them to protect himself, but does not trust them.
Right.
Even though he gave them superpowers.
Right.
Like, in the comic, he blesses them with the moon rods, or whatever they're called, the kaleidoscope rods.
Right.
Mamoru... Spoiler alert. Mamoru buys them at a carnival. He buys them carnival kaleidoscopes.
Right.
And Pegasus turns them into their weapons.
Right.
Chibiusa doesn't get a fucking bell. She has actual power.
Right.
instead of just calling a stupid ass horse.
Right.
You can see I don't like this.
Right.
Are they just called the kaleidoscope ones?
I feel like that's right.
I don't know.
Like they attack, like one of their attacks, like Kaleidoscope Heartbreak or something.
I don't know.
Well, time to go to the Sailor Moon wiki.
I mean, one of them is like Double Moon Gorgeous Meditation.
Alright. Super S. Meeting of Fate, the night where a Pegasus flies. Do I even care to do this? Senshi. I don't feel like their attacks would have changed that much. The Guardians. Different blah blah blah. Info. Here we go. So she's got Supersonic Wave, Moon Kick, Terra Frisbee, Boomerang, Flash, Moon Escalation, Princess Halation, Spiral Heart Attack, Rainbow Moon Heartache. I bet it's Rainbow Double Moon Heartache. Then it's Moon Gorgeous Meditation. What the hell is Starlight Honeymoon Therapy? Because that must be from...
That's Stars. And then Silver Moon Crystal Power.
Right, Silver Moon Crystal Eternal Power. Wow, you can really see her art style evolve from, like, the first one to the end in Stars. I feel like Mamoru's like way less weird in the manga than he is in the anime too.
They gave him more personality, I would think, but he has less powers in the original anime. He had more Rose stuff, but he had like no La Bomber, and he just suddenly has healing powders later on in the anime. No, I think you're even though there's parts of Stars I hate, I think you'll enjoy Stars. Even though the animation gets a little... They get very long limmy.
What?
In Stars sometimes.
Wonky. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the opposite of what's happening with Crystal, where they start like looking like gazelles and slowly they're evolving to like more like the original anime.
And, you know, the whole secondary romance plot. But that's just part of Stars in general.
Ooh. Fancy schmancy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to watching it. I was looking forward to it finally being released, like, all done.
Mm-hmm.
This feels weird, like, after all these years that they're finally going to finish releasing it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird because Stars never got released before.
Right.
Because originally it hadn't been dubbed.
Right. Well, like, and by the time they got to it, like, they couldn't figure out a way to do it and, like, Americanize it.
Yeah.
And, like, sell the TV networks on showing it. Because when they were dubbing it, like, there was no streaming and whatever. They were like, well, we have to be able to sell this to, like, a TV station. And, like, Stars is got some stuff going on in it that, like, American sensibilities at the time, that wasn't happening.
Yeah. Stars has some nudity. I mean, there's no nipples, but it's still nudity.
Right.
How long have we been talking?
I don't know.
About an hour 30.
Should I open my boxes of anime?
Sure.
See what we got? Actually, I'm going to grab a drink, too, because I really finished up everything else. Oh, God. Oh, God.
You can do it.
I'm old and creaky. God, why did I buy blackberry lemonade? Also a banana because I'm hungry. Banana.
I'm a banana.
You don't want banana. Don't come over here crying to me, boy. My dog sees food and he's like, well, you should share with me, obviously. You don't even like bananas, dog.
Ringo loves banana.
You want banana? Help it? That's what you're eating? Never mind. Sure? You sure you're sure? Yeah, no. Oh, don't cry. Trust me. Here. Banana? Don't cry. God. What, dog? What? Are you hungry? What? Hang on. Did I feed you? Is that the deal? Oh, okay. Alright, sorry about that. The dog so decided it had to be feeding time right now. Cannot wait. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
It's okay. I know what that's like.
I'm like, why are you crying? He's like, oh. I'm like, what? Oh. I'm like, whatever. Jesus, I have a lot of borders backed up. No wonder. Oh. Probably grab a cutter. This is about to get ugly. All right. I don't even remember what I ordered at this point. Holy shit. Kamisama Dolls. I ordered this like in May. I don't even know what it's about, but it was like $5. So that's a thing. I don't even know where to put the stuff. Jesus. That can go there. We can go there.
There's a dog.
What's up, Mutt? Life is misery, huh? What? What do you want?
More food.
You're not wrong. Myself into. What? God, you're needy. Don't stare at me like that. What? What do you want? Oh, brother, I just want some love. I'm so needy, brother. I'm so needy. Oh, you've got such a hard life, my boy. Oh my God. There we go. All right. We have Tonari no Siki-kun, the master of killing time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a bit shit.
It's all fun and games until someone loses her mind. He's a pest, a menace, and worst of all, he sits next to her in class. All Yoikoi wants to be able to do is pay attention to her teacher's lessons. But somehow her focus is always pulled away to what Saki is doing. Because he's always up to something, whether it's playing a game or building some mind-boggling creation at his desk, while their teacher is speaking. But Saki should be taking notes, and yet Yokoi is the only one who ever notices. She's the one whoever sees the disaster looming at Siki's nefarious plans slowly build up their evil fruition. Worst of all, while Siki always seems to get away with it, The constant distractions and paranoia that he's inducing in Yokoi keep getting her in trouble. It's just not fair. But despite the consequences, Yokoi finds herself unable to look away, to ignore him. So with every class, the tension and torture begin again. Well, that seems dumb. I'm sure it'll be funny, but...
What ifs?
The Sunday Without God. Looks super serial.
Super serial. That hair.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Wow. What is going on with the back of her head? He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed. Seems interesting. 15 years ago, the stories say, God abandoned the world, leaving the souls of the human race in limbo. No new lives are born, and no one can die, yet people still age. While their bodies wither with the years, into the strange new landscapes come the gravekeepers, charged with the task of bringing peace to those who cannot otherwise die. This is what I has always believed to be her destiny, taking care of the 47 empty graves that wait for the people of her village. However, all is wrong. Wrong about her destiny and wrong about what a gravekeeper truly is. But the veil is only lifted from her eyes when a gun-wielding stranger comes into town and fills the graves she has been tending by murdering the people she has loved. And more shockingly, the man who has done this is a man I believe to be her father, and yet in a world where no one can die, death truly the ultimate blessing, a journey like any other begins when I unlocks the secrets that begin on a Sunday without God.
That sounds so
I guess?
pretentious.
And then we have Strawberry Marshmallow, the complete TV series. Probably because I already own it.
That sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
You do? Did you just need it on
Because
Blu-ray?
I got Strawberry Marshmallow, the complete OVA. Which I did know. It's a pretty cute show. It's about, like, I think a bunch of grade school girls? About 12-year-olds, so... 12,
you mean it's
so
not
what,
about high school?
And it's really interesting because the one girl is the older sister is the one to the that I'm pointing out with my finger. Like, there's a whole thing about her smoking and, like, she always smells like cigarettes and they all give her crap about it. She's a high school girl, like, I think a senior, I want to say. This one's older. I don't know exactly. It was cheap, and I was just kind of like, I've been meaning to get some of the older shows I have on Blu-ray. What's really interesting is they dubbed the TV show, but not the OVAs. Actually, the art's a little different, too. And then because I'm a consumer whore, Nurse Witch Community R, because I'm pretty sure... Oh, did it finally move? I'm pretty sure I own the OVA that this goes to. Not exactly sure why, but... I gotta get closer. They... Oh, shit. Don't fall. Okay, just fell over there. Oh god, it's falling on me! I'm being buried in my anime!
No! Cupcake! What? I can see it all happening, but there's nothing I can do!
Like Scrooge McDuck. Okay.
None of this is in English. What is happening to this page?
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's right. I'm using a VPN right now.
Whoops. So, for whatever reason...
Yeah.
The OVAs that came out, like, back in the day, are dubbed, but the TV series it's based off of is not. Also, you can't get these anymore. So these are in SD on DVDs, but the TV series is in Blu-ray. So what's in here?
Porn.
I mean, that's probably not an incorrect statement. Yeah, they don't give us little giveaways anymore. They're like, ha ha, eat shit and die. I finally own the series Gamers.
I don't know that one.
I guess it's about... Oh god, hang on. I'll be right back. My bladder demands!
Run!
Alright. Okay. Alright, let's see. Tagline is, they really push each other's buttons. Kita Amano is a fan of one thing, gaming. Whether he's on his phone or console, he just loves to play video games. When the beautiful president of the game club, Karen Tendo, invites him to join, she thinks it's an easy win. But when he declines, Karen is KO'd, and Amano suddenly becomes her main quest. But she's not the only one interested. Before he realizes it, he's gained new friends and a new level of interest in those around him. While the group may not be up for all-night raids, they're full of useful advice, at least about games. Suddenly needing help with matters of the heart, things go from easy mode to expert for Amano, with no cheat codes in sight. With no hacks allowed, how will we get to the good ending or the bad? So, love triangle? That's a thing. Oh, they work. Oh, that's fun. Oh no! So, I don't remember ordering this, but Attack on Titan Junior High.
Oh yeah, I forgot they made that. Why?
I have no... So I'm assuming
I don't even like
like
Attack on Titan.
What's up? You didn't like Attack on Titan?
No. I don't like super fighty dramas.
Right. So that's interesting. I must have decided to buy it because I don't own it and I already have most of it. So yeah. We all know what Attack on Titan is, so I'm not even going to read the back, but I'm imagining, comedy hijinks. They're all like super chibi.
Yeah.
That's a thing. And then something I didn't think I was ever going to bother to own, but Bamboo Blade, which is about a bunch of girls practicing kendo.
That sounds fun.
It actually is a lot of fun. I don't think this ever got a Blu-ray release, so it should be fun to try to watch in 4K on a, anyway.
Oh, wow.
I remember watching a good chunk of this with somebody, but I somehow managed to never own it despite really liking the beginning of it. And I love it because, like, one of the really pretty girls is in love with, like, a gonk. It's like a really ugly designed character.
He's so tiny!
Right, the girl holding his hand is in love with him, and it's funny as hell. So yeah.
No, I'm not looking to replace the air filter. I'm looking about the accelerometer.
Uh-oh. What about the accelerometer?
We're having difficulty removing it, so I'm trying to see if there is another guide that has more information.
Right. Alright. Now for a big box. Wow.
Big box, big box, big box, big box.
I think this is my May order of Sentai from like the hey, we're having a Memorial Day sale.
May order? It's September.
Yeah, don't remind me. I told you I've been busy this summer, and yet nobody believes me when I say it. Jesus Christ. So we've got, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but Champion?
I guess Champion. Champion?
When you knock off a god, is it homicide, decide, or is it really a nasty secular dysfunction?
What?
Some people suddenly find religion, but for 16-year-old Kusanagi Goto, it's really old-time religion that's found him. As a result of defeating the god of war in Mortal Kombat, Goto's stuck with the unwanted position of Champion, or Godslayer, whose duty is to fight heretical gods wherever they try to muscle in on the local turf. Not only is he likely to make Goto roadkill on the highway to heaven, it's also a job that comes with a lot of other problems, like how to deal with the fact that his enhanced status is attracting a bevy of overly worshipy female followers. After all, it's a harem anime. After all, they're just there to aid him in his demigodly duties, right? So why is it that their leader, the demonically manipulative sword mistress Erica Brandelli, seems to have such a devilish interest in encouraging some very unorthodox activities? Get ready for immortal affairs, heavenly harems, and lots of dueling deities taking pious in the face as the ultimate smash, bash, and thrash of Titans rocks both heaven and earth.
Alright then.
And on that note, we have the 7 heavenly virtues. That isn't porn. Definitely not.
Oh no, definitely not with the clouds just covering their bits and bobs and whatnot. I don't know what bobs are on women.
Oh, yeah, no. This is all kinds of nudity. If the road to hell is paved with good intentions, these angels are the ones who are building it. When the fallen angel Lucifer starts raising hell down below, heaven decides that it's time to start looking for a new savior to keep humanity from succumbing to the lure of sin. Unfortunately, the 7 beautiful angels assigned to the task of finding a new messiah may not be the best choices. Their nominal leader, Michael, the angel of faith, is plagued by self-doubt. Gabriel, the angel of chastity, struggles to defend morality in the costume that's more to lead men into temptation than anything else. Metatron, Charity, has a surprising bondage fetish, while her sister, Sandelphion, has trouble focusing. Uriel has bladder control issues, and, well, let's just say that none of them are exactly qualified, and with guardian angels like these, mankind is almost certain to be doomed.
For the one with the pee fetish?
Uriel has a bladder control issue. She likes to pee.
Yes, for the disconcerting pee fetish.
And it's 12 episodes long.
Okay, we have to watch this. Rip it.
Okay. This was $4. I remember looking at this and going why is this $4? I'm gonna buy it. I literally own most of this company's dubbed catalog just because every time they have a big sale, they do all their older stuff is under $10 a product. I'm drop $100, get 10 items. I basically own everything I could want to own from them that's older than 2 years old. The only reason I don't buy the newer stuff is because if you wait long enough, this shit all goes on sale. Really low price sale. So the only thing I buy new are the special editions and stuff. This stuff I just screw it. I wait for it to go on sale. Damn it! What the hell? Why does that not want to stay up? Stay. Oh, right, because I liked this and I actually wanted to watch it in HD. So I gotta go... It's the Fate Magico Girl anime.
Ah, yes.
I have all 3 seasons they've released on Blu-ray now because I bought this when it was on DVD, and then I realized I really enjoyed it. I really didn't want to try to watch the rest of it in 480, so I bought it again because this was like $15 for the entire thing, and I was just like, screw it. There's a couple series that I did this with this sale. I rebought them on Blu-ray just because if I want to rewatch them, I definitely wanted an HD. But when I bought them originally, I didn't give a shit because I didn't have a 4K monitor. Because I'm pretty sure that's what the next thing in here is. Yep, it is indeed. So we've got Girls in Panzer, the OVA on Blu-ray. I already own it on DVD. You know how much I love it. But I wanted it on Blu-ray. Holy shit. Then we have Oharu Machine Gun.
What?
Right? Mm.
It's just boys with machine guns.
Post manga artist, high school student with a secret. When Hotaru Tachibana storms into a host club to avenge the honor of a wronged female student, the last thing Hotaru expected is to duel the club's most popular host with airsoft guns instead of fists. When Masamune Matasoka experiences wins out over Tachibana's brawn, but realizes that he can use his victory in the large bill for damaging the club to make Tachibana join his struggling survival gaming team. However, what ladies' man Masamune totally misses is that his unwilling new guy isn't a guy at all. Under the boy's clothing and strong need to defend justice, Tachibana is all girl. But for a number of complicated reasons, she absolutely can't expose the fact to Masamune or his teammate, the erotic manga artist Toru Yakamura. Blood will boil both on and off the airsoft field, but it's not over until the last round is shot. Well, that seems dumb. I'm going to have to be very drunk to watch this. I have this sinking sensation. Brunhilde in the Darkness. That looks super serial.
Super serial. I mean, she's got blood and whatnot.
Starlight, Starbright, what nightmares hide from human sight? Uncensored. Haunted by memories of his childhood friend, Kironiko, Ryota Murakami has dedicated himself to discovering the truth behind the claim she'd made before she died. The aliens from other worlds walk among us. Believing that becoming a scientist is the path to truth, Murakami pursues his studies by day and peers through a telescope at night. When a girl named Kurohawa Niku joins his class, the answers he sought may be closer than he ever expected. For Kurohawa, looking exactly like an older version of Kuroniku, and seems to have the ability that no human could have. But the truth isn't the only thing Murakami is about to uncover. The secrets he'll learn come with a deadly price, because Kuroniku was right, and there are those who will do anything to keep the knowledge hidden. And unless Murakami and a handful of unlikely allies can somehow survive the lethal purge, the entire human race will be doomed. Dumb.
Dun, dun, dun.
Say I love you. That's what it's called. Say I love you.
I love Say I Love You.
Oh, do you? Oh, good.
It's one of the few very girly animes I enjoy. I mean, I kind of hate the male protagonist because he's one of the kind of sort of traditional dudes.
Is he a douche?
He's the I'm so smart kind of douche. But
like, he knows his shit don't stink and it really doesn't stink that bad?
Not that way, but yeah, kind of. Yeah, you'll see when you watch it.
Right. Because, like, one of those things, I feel like a lot of these romance animes get kind of cringy. Like, I was watching Anonymous Noise, which actually ends up being a show about a love triangle between 3 musical artists in high school, and it's kind of douchey. They're all like, I can't do it. I just can't be in love. I'm just like, oh, grow up.
You still have anime?
Dog. Well, I still have 5 boxes off the side of me here.
Fucking shit, man.
I told you I've been busy this summer. Dog and Scissors.
Dog and Scissors?
That looks like porn. Dog and Scissors.
Oh wait, I think I know this one.
He's living a dog's life. Oh my god, he's a wiener dog.
Yeah, doesn't he die and come back to life as a dog?
Right, and he's being kept by this lady, it looks like.
Yeah.
Kazuhito Harumi could spend days at a time with his head buried in his beloved books. And little makes him happier than pursuing the pages of his favorite author. Unfortunately, when Kazuhito gets himself killed, inexplicably finds himself reincarnated as a dog, which might not be so bad if he could read, or his new owner didn't have the unfortunate twin predilections of playing with scissors and tormenting her new pet. What truly makes this strange reincarnation the worst of all possible worlds is that she's also his favorite author. The horror! Can Kazuhito find a way to live with the tantrum-throwing typist, or will her crazed clippings prove to be his undoing? Can he escape her constant hounding via the doggy door, or is he barking up the wrong tree? There's a rough time ahead as canine compulsive readers and literary she-wolves get snippy with each other when doggies do what they gotta do. Get ready for a twisted tale with a novel twist and find out if dogs or cutting implements can ever coexist.
Yeah, this is on my to watch list.
Well, that's fun. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm only like halfway through this box. Ice. Just called Ice.
But it looks like fire.
A world of women is our planet's only hope. Some strange virus, whether planned or accidental, has wiped out most of the population. The survivors, beautiful women. Faced with the possible extinction of their entire race, some of these new Amazons have decided to live out their final days in pursuit of only fleshy pleasure. Others choose to use their beauty, their might, and their minds to fight back and reclaim the planet once more. Revenge may be a dish best served cold. 100 minutes. That's a movie. Black Bullet. That's definitely going to be a romance. There's a girl and a guy on the front.
Yep. Unless they're related somehow.
The seeds of destruction have been sown, and the children of the damned are our last defense. The gastry virus spreads like wildfire, causing each infected host to rapidly mutate, gaining new powers and abilities with every stage of development. Even while they continue to attack, kill, and infect multiple new hosts, unable to fight a pandemic enemy that turns defenders into adversaries, the shocked remnants of the human race are forced to retreat in a city surrounded by giant monoliths made of Verarium, one of the few materials that can stop the gastry. Now mankind's last hope lies in the cursed children, young girls infected with the virus who have managed to retain a hold on their humanity. Paired with a partner, they alone have the strength to take on gastry in one-on-one combat. But the very thing that gives them power is a ticking time bomb, so even as they protect humanity, they're also feared and shunned. Are they girls, monsters, or mankind's ultimate salvation? The answers await in the apocalypse that is unleashed. So, fantasy plus Carino or whatever, the one about they take girls and rebuild them and turn them into super soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Remember when I told you there was a shooting at a church near me?
Yeah.
Apparently it was some teenager who got shot.
Yikes. Dream Eater Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Get that up.
Well, she looks spunky.
She walked out of a dream, but not exactly into his arms, and now she's looking for a way back. Sometimes daydreaming can get you into trouble, but what do you do when it's the other people's dreams that you have to watch out for? Himeji Fujiwara has a unique ability to predict what kind of dreams other people will have, but lately his own dreams have taken a bizarre turn in which he's being pursued by armies of cats. Stranger yet, Himeji learns that the leader of the dream cats needs his body to access the real world. And finally, the strange becomes downright weird when a beautiful girl suddenly drops on top of him and announces that she's a dream demon looking for a way back to the dream world. The fabric that separates reality and fantasy is torn to shreds, and Himeji has a lot of sleepless nights ahead of him as he has to deal with the with both the dream stalking and a dream walking. Okay. Demon King Damio. Oh, this is definitely a harem anime.
Oh my.
It's good to be king. It's hard. It's good to be king. It's hard to be king. Enrolling at Constant Magic Academy, Akito Sai discovers that not just a gifted student with magical powers, he's destined to become the Demon King. And though he's not that crazy about the idea, it's driven the girls wild, from the sexy schoolgirls in his class to the skin-obsessed android who's programmed to seduce him. Akito has no shortage of wacky girl troubles. How much temptation can a Demon King take? How much naughty anime antics can you handle? Well, okay. I've still got like 4 discs left in this box. This is insane. Or 3. From the New World.
Oh, they look cute. Is that a cat or a bag?
Bag?
Oh, no, that's a skirt or pants or something.
Oh yeah, that's her pants.
Yeah.
Or his pants, I don't know.
In the glare, it looked like a cat.
I can see what you're saying there. It's like, Who can you trust when you can't even trust your own mind? What? Saki and her friends Satoru, Maria, Mamoru, and Shun have lived their entire lives in what seems to be a perfect utopia. A world where almost all technology has been rendered irrelevant by Jiroku, the psychic ability to materialize anything one desires. When Saki discovers a long-lost artifact from the past, the facade of their world is shattered and the cracks that split the foundation of the reality threaten to swallow them whole. Faced with a bloody secret history of how the world really came to be and thrust into a nightmarish new paradigm, Saki and her companions are confronted with dangers they never knew existed in a series of choices that may change the fate of every intelligent creature on the planet, human and otherwise. But when your whole world is a lie, the truth can be the deadliest weapon of all. Well, all right. Canon. Right? Like 2 girls, I think. Yeah, pretty sure that's 2 girls. Colors have sense, sounds possess image. In the future world where biochemical weapons have changed the game and unlikely few have their senses blended, they are gifted with abilities beyond what normal humans feel. They possess sensation. This makes them the perfect assassin and a perfect target. Welcome to the new world. Welcome to the war. Head for the promised land of amazing animated action.
Synesthesia has made them the perfect assassin.
Apparently. Wow, this one's heavy. Oh, yes. And then finally, Nadia of the Blue Water.
Yay!
I'm told this is a good show.
It is.
Something about a world's fair, and finding themselves pursued by a villainous trio, intent on stealing their magical blue water, epic adventure inspired by blah blah blah. That seems cool. 39 episodes. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, I should say I remember it being good. How old is that?
Hang on. Copyright
1990 to 91? I probably watched this fan subbed back in the day.
Probably.
Me and my brother.
I don't even know what's in this.
I should probably rewatch this.
Ah, yes. Aka R16, because I watched Agent Aka. This is the prequel.
Yes, more boobs.
Interesting. I liked Agent Aka. It was not terrible. what's in this one. It's a single, though. Oh, right.
Mystery box. Mystery box.
It's not a mystery.
Less of a mystery box. Less of a mystery
Girls in
box.
Panzer, the TV show.
More Girls in Panzer.
Hey, I don't want to live in a world where it isn't okay for girls to drive World War II era tanks. And now another giant box. I'm starting to understand like how I racked up like $700 in anime this summer. I'm like, I don't feel like I ordered that much. I'm like, oh wait, yes I did. What's in here? Oh, right. And that's the mystery item. Prepare yourself for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I have the first 3 parts. Why? Because everybody kept bugging me about it.
Hey, I was not part of that.
You're not a part of it? No, I didn't say you were.
You said everybody.
Well, you were thinking it.
No, I wasn't.
You definitely were. You can't disprove it.
Yes, I can. I can very much disprove that I was not thinking about JoJo's Bizarre fucking Adventure.
I'm told it's a masterpiece or some shit like that. Oh, and I got a free thing. They gave me, apparently, Cluster Edge Part 2.
Do you have Part 1?
No.
Oh.
I don't even know if I care, honestly. I guess I could look and see if I can get Part 1. Oh, Jesus, what? I got JoJo handkerchiefs.
Okay.
Apparently that was the gift that came with buying the second and third part, because the first part they'd already sold all the gifts. But, like, they're handkerchiefs, but whatever.
Hi, puppy.
What the hell is in here? Oh my god. What? Just like a random main freight logistics. That seems dangerous. Oh, right. Because that's a thing. Oh, most definitely. Trollolo. Trollolo. This is the Capsule Corps collection. It's a nice way of saying, I bought all the Dragon Ball Z movies.
Oh. Do you hate yourself?
No, but I ordered the collector's edition of Dragon Ball Z, so I feel like I should probably get the movies. There it is, Tree of Might, the original. And then we've got Dead Zone, World's Strongest. Ooh. Fusion Reborn and something Fury of the Dragon. And then we're over to... Oh, wow. Oh, here we go. Broly, Broly, more Broly. Battle of the Gods. Resurrection F. And finally, Dragon Ball Super, Broly Reborn. So that's a thing. Oh my god, it's already almost 4 o'clock. Oh, wow. Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Oh.
So that's a thing. Right, I bought this because eventually they're going to release Isekai Quartet. I wanted to see this before Isekai Quartet came out. That's fun. That's one of those things I think I paid like almost full price for it just because like it was on sale, but it wasn't like a huge sale. It was like $30 instead of $50. What? Finally. What is it here?
Fox.
Right?
Ooh.
Okay, so we've got Appleseed 13, Tartaros, and Urnos.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that one.
I don't think I have either. This is apparently the TV series set after the end of Appleseed.
Oh.
Crazy. I'll have to look into that. Oh, good. I was wondering if I had ordered this. Cardcaptor Sakura The Clear Cards, Part 2.
Nice.
So, I have all that now.
Oh, I've got to finish that.
I've got to rewatch the original series so I can remember what the hell's even going on.
She caught all the cards. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Wow. Okay, that took up a lot of space. Soul Bianca the Legacy from Pioneer.
That looks super serial.
Right? And it's like the old-fashioned clear box set, so that's like a thing. They must have really been struggling to sell this because this is Pioneer. Pioneer hasn't existed since I was like in high school. Is it at least in English? Yes. All 6 episodes. 5.1 English. Wow. Ew, this is old school. Baldur Force EXE.
That hand gesture.
Wiggity wiggity whack.
That hurts.
I'm not going to bother reading. I'm not going to. I think I paid like $2 for this. I'm not going to bother reading it. How long is it? 120 minutes, so it's a movie, I think, or a very short TV show. The 2-hour movie, though, that's kind of interesting. I feel like Baldur Force is like a TV show too, but I have to look into it. And then we have Ayori Oshi, the complete series. This one actually looks interesting. He got the girl next door, then he got a little more. Kaoru is a college boy with everything going for him and more. He lives in a mansion with his beautiful fiancée Aoi. All his roommates are babes, and they all have the hots for him. You'd think he's got it made, but due to family complications, he has to keep his engagement to the girl of his dreams under wraps. As he gets targeted in countless steamy situations, and Kaoru overcomes temptation and stays true to the lovely Aoi. His loyalty is hard to fathom with adoring beauties down the hall. They're even invading his bed. 2 is company and 8 is a party in the romping romance brought to you by the director of Saber Marionette J. Oh my god, it's from the guy who did Saber Marionette. This is going to be stupid. I wanted just because I love Saber Marionette. Saber Marionette is a harem anime. This is obviously a harem as well. But they don't even pretend the fact that it's not a harem. Like, Oh, right! I forgot I even bought this. The Slayers Revolution R.
Yay!
4 and 5. I'm told it's not very good. If you know anything about Slayers, you know, good times.
Slayers is the best. Who cares?
I kept trying to get this in different forms and finally just gave up and got it in the Anime Classics format. There's like an original one that matches the box set for 1 through 3. They never did 1 through 3 on Blu-ray, so I was just kind of like, close enough. And that's everything. We're finally caught up.
Magical.
Wow. And somehow I still haven't watched any anime.
Well, now you have more
right?
to watch.
I'm definitely getting a lot. I mean, obviously I gotta pay off my credit cards, but I'm getting a lot more picky about what I buy because I've got so much that's just like.
Okay. So much. Well, I need to go to the store.
Good luck.
So, yeah.
I was gonna make dinner, but I guess I'll just get takeout again because, yeah, it's like 10 minutes to 4.
Alright, thanks for talking to me.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for listening to the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party podcast with Kiki and Cupcake. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and that your first day of autumn was wondrous. Farewell, my fellow internet beings.
Instead of the usual good night, I'll just say catch you later because it's too early for good night.
See you later.